One of the key areas we were talking about in the presentation was weak signals and how it's really important to stay ahead of those early signals that you see that things are changing. Those signals can be around customer ambiguity, they can be around people's behaviour. So I used an example going back to my days when I worked in hospitality, where we were standing in airports and observing people's behaviour. We were talking about how customers were getting really stressed because they didn't know whether they were going to miss their flights when they were having a meal at the airport. And so we introduced flight information boards into restaurants, which meant that dwell time increased and customers were feeling much more relaxed before they went on their journey. Now, when we were relating that back to housing, we were talking about understanding communities, about making sure that you're in communities at different times of the day, different days of the week, and really understanding what it is that matters to customers. You know, how are people using green spaces? Where are people going? How many cars do people have? All of those things that help define a community. Now, we know that technology is changing and we know disruptive technology is already here. So the way we're designing our systems for the future not only need to keep us tuned in to what matters to customers in terms of needs and preferences, but also the way people want to do business with us. And that will include that disruptive technology, in particular AI, but also other technologies as well, and using different methods in particular of communicating with us. Not everyone will want to use one method of communication, and I think we've got to move away from this binary, are customers digital, are customers not digital, because they may want to interact with us in one way for a particular service issue, but in a totally different way for another service issue.